Turn road course, 3.27 miles long in Elton, Virginia, getting ready to host the I-85 Asphalt Series Rising Stars Division. Week 3, sports cars time, ladies and gentlemen. We're in the Mazdas and things are getting ready to go absolutely crazy here tonight on the Booty Scoop Racing channel. Welcome in as qualifying has just now finished up. We are at the VIR, better known as the Virginia International Raceway, for a 15-lap race here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel with 3 sets of tires in the pits. Each driver will have right about 15 laps in fuel, so there will be a competition caution flag thrown on lap number 8 here tonight. We're here at the Virginia National Raceway, better known as VIR. You can go visit VIRnow.com for all of the track information. Right now, though, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like we're getting ready to grid them up here tonight, and we'll pull up the qualifying results on the Booty Scoot Racing channel for the first time here tonight. On the pole, winner at the Legend Cars race in week number 1, Bobby Kyle continues the Rising Stars division. The old-timer from Honorsville, Georgia, will start the BKM Mazda up front here tonight at the VIR Raceway. And ladies and gentlemen, these drivers are getting locked and loaded into their race cars. It's about time for us to get you up and started for tonight's starting grid as these drivers load in. There's not a whole lot of guys in the field. Looks like we will have at least 8 drivers attempting the VIR Raceway here tonight. Still waiting on 1 or 2 more drivers here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. That'll give us the perfect opportunity to bring up tonight's sponsor, the Home Run Cafe, live here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, bringing you what you need each and every single week from their cafe. They have some of the best hot dogs, hamburgers, you name it, in town, ladies and gentlemen. Go check them out today in Greer, South Carolina, if you're anywhere near their cafe locations. Get you back down here on the main broadcast cam. Looks like they got the drivers up and moving inside of the Mazdas. On the pole, driving the 777 Mazda here tonight. That's the 64-year-old from Georgia, Bobby Kyle. On the outside of him will be the BTX Mazda from Greer, South Carolina, of Showtime, Chase Johnson. On the outside of him will be the number 02 from Welford, South Carolina. That's the M&MR Mazda of Nicholas Maynard. On the inside of him will be the green and black flamed out Maverick Mazda from B-Town, Indiana, of the Chris Knighty. On the outside of him will be the Mobile One neon colored number 8 Mazda from Greer, South Carolina. Starting in 5th place here tonight, it's Corey Tessner. Behind him will be the 841 Mazda, winner at the Trophy Truck Race in week number 2, Foster Smithies. Behind him will be the number 7 from South Boston, Virginia, Mazda of Ace Throckmorton. And starting shotgun tail of the field here tonight, driving the Dr. Pepper Mazda, Andrew Parnell. So it'll be Bobby Kyle, Chase Johnson leading us on the front row here tonight at the Virginia International Raceway, better known as VIR, however you like to better call it and know it. You can have it however you like. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll pull up tonight's keys of the race as we get ready to head down the S's here. Ladies and gentlemen, these are going to just be, what are we calling, fun races here for the Rising Stars division. Tons of guys have the opportunity to work their way up through the standings and just have an opportunity to race while we are in season. 17-turn road course here tonight. Stay on course. Stay out of trouble and have fun. It's going to be the main topics here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We'll also bring up the track facts here tonight, where it is going to be 15 laps, 37 miles per hour down on pit lane. There will be a competition lap caution called on lap number 8 here tonight. That'll leave us with about a 7-8 lap sprint to the finish after the pit stops. 27 to 30 laps is what the pit window was originally scheduled for, but 15 laps was the max that they could get it in. 3.27 miles, 17 turns, getting ready to take on the Virginia International Raceway, better known as VIR. Bobby Kyle on the pole, the 64-year-old from Honorsville, Georgia, will lead them down into turn 15, and then into turn 16. They'll make the hard right-hander onto turn 17, and it'll be a sprint to the green flag here tonight to kick off Rising Stars Division. Week number 3, the Mazda Global MX-5s getting ready to go racing for the first time ever here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Chase Johnson to the outside. Chris Knighty in the second row with Nicholas Maynard. Bobby Kyle will have the initial start of the race at the green flag as they head down into turn 17. Turn 17 is a brutal braking zone. You see Freddie the Flagman up in the flag stand here tonight at the VIR Raceway. 15 laps scheduled for the Virginia is for racers 75. 8 Mazdas round out week 3 of the Rising Stars division. It'll be all in the hands of the 64-year-old Bobby Kyle. Green flags in the air here at VIR. Green flag is in the air, and Bobby Kyle steps on it immediately, trying to get a big jump to the hard braking zone down here in turn number 1. Chase Johnson to the outside of the old-timer Bobby Kyle. Everybody piling in down here on the bottom side. Corey Tessner gets a good run off the corner. So does Chris Knighty. He'll battle door-to-door with Foster Smithies. Bobby Kyle trying to defend the race lead here tonight at the Virginia International Raceway. He'll head it down into turn 3, getting a great run down here to the hard braking zone of turn 5. Chase Johnson all over the back bumper of Bobby Kyle. Foster Smithies trails behind Corey Tessner, who follows Ace Throckmorton, Andrew Parnell, Nicholas Maynard, the last guy in line. 15 laps are scheduled here tonight for the Virginia is for racers 75. The top 5 drivers round their way up through the S's with 2 more trailing it hard in the distance. That's Andrew Parnell and Nicholas Maynard. Bobby Kyle trying to defend the guys off behind him. You see him driving this Mazda Global MX-5 like he's stole it here tonight in Virginia. All over the back bumper, it's Chase Johnson. Corey Tessner trails in the distance, trying to find the spot in line here. He wants to make a chance to race down into the hard braking zone here at the top of the hill. Riding on board with Corey Tessner down in the second gear, down in the first gear, swinging wide through turn 8, heading down the back straightaway will be a hard braking zone into turn 10, 11, and then it'll be a quick turn 12 and 13. Heading down the back straightaway, this is the Triple Deuce Chris Knighty machine. He does a lot of sports car racing in his free time here on the official iRacing platform services, so he has a ton of rights and left-handed corners underneath his belt right now. The top 5 sailing across the big, long straightaway that's exceeding speeds up to about 135, 140 miles an hour to a hard braking zone down to about 35. Bobby Kyle brought on the braking zone heading down the hill. This is going to be a crucial one. Throckmorton off of the racetrack. So is Andrew Parnell. Both of these guys go for a big-time spin. Nicholas Maynard keeps it on the racetrack. He'll pick up a spot right there off the exit of turn 16. Heading across the front straightaway here to complete what is going to be lap number 1 here at the VIR Raceway. You see how everybody shakes out. Bobby Kyle has the race lead here tonight. He'll lead lap number 1 in the Virginia's for Lovers 75. Chase Johnson a trail in the distance. Foster Smithies all over the back bumper of Corey Tessner. The bumper is applied into turn 2. He gives the bumper to Corey Tessner. Corey Tessner gets sideways. Tessner off the track here in turn 1. Wow, what a shot right there. Nicholas Maynard gives a shot to Ace Throckmorton. Ace Throckmorton not playing around here tonight, neither is his teammate Foster Smithies. Foster Smithies, Chris Knighty off track here out of turn 4 as he's trying to get this number Triple Deuce Maverick machine up and moving. Nicholas Maynard from the back. He's up 2 spots now over Andrew Parnell and Corey Riptide Tessner after contact here early up through the S's. Bobby Kyle leads them and has Chase Johnson all over the back bumper. Foster Smithies, Chris Knighty, and Ace Throckmorton round out the top 5 as here come the rest of the pack through the S's. It's Throckmorton, Maynard, Parnell, and Corey Riptide Tessner. But it's Bobby Kyle trying to defend off Chase Johnson here, heading through the elevation change. It's going to be a little quick sweeping left-hander downhill. Bobby Kyle able to control his car quite well. And ladies and gentlemen, the Grease Lightning 777 Mazda through the hard braking zone, swinging wide as possible down the first gear. First person to fire back is going to be the one having the run off of that corner. Bobby Kyle looks like he does that with absolute ease. Chris Knighty will chase them off in the distance in the Triple Deuce Mazda. Heading behind him is the number 7 of Ace Throckmorton, Nicholas Maynard, Andrew Parnell, and Corey Riptide Tessner. They've yet to get it situated and figure it out. Working lap number 2, there will be a competition caution flag here tonight on lap number 8. They'll head across the front back straightaway, heading their way up here. Nicholas Maynard's going to try to close the gap up here to the number 7 Mazda of Ace Throckmorton. This will be a battle right here all night long. Maynard don't have much of road course experience underneath his belt. Not entirely sure how Ace Throckmorton riles out the road courses. He was wide on the last time. He's wide again this time. Maynard hard on the brake zone. He's able to keep it through the conditions. Andrew Parnell's able to actually hold on to the race car down the hill right there. Ace Throckmorton merges back onto the racetrack in front of Maynard. Maynard gets stuck wide, and Throckmorton is still under there. He'll plug the hole on the bottom side. Nicholas Maynard trying not to, I would imagine, run over the number 7 of Ace Throckmorton. Will ride on board the 0-2 of Nicholas Maynard as they head down into turn 1's hard braking zone. We'll see how Maynard elects to run it right here. Almost big time loose, but he's able to hold on to the race car. Maynard in the MMR Mazda trying to run down the number 7 Mazda of Ace Throckmorton. It's a battle off of turn 3. Corey Riptide Tessner off of the circuit earlier on lap number 1 from Greer, South Carolina after contact. Somebody sends the Yorkshire number 8 Mazda around. He's trying to work his way back into the picture. We got a 3-way battle right here on our Booty Scoot Racing channel. Road course cam here tonight at the Virginia is for Racers 75. Nobody's sparing each other an inch here tonight in the Rising Stars division. Ace Throckmorton trying to hold on hard to this 5th place spot. Maynard in the middle. Corey Tessner right behind him. How these guys elect to battle each other up through this S is going to be an elevation change. Maynard swings wide, looking to try to get around Ace Throckmorton. Maynard has to run on the inside of the 7. The 7 pitches him down. Throckmorton goes off track, back down on the bottom side. Maynard gets on the brake. Maynard lets Throckmorton get back into his spot, but Corey Tessner's there to plug the hole off of turn 7. Down the hill, coming to turn 8, Corey Tessner trying to get the spot around Ace Throckmorton. Throckmorton plugs the hole down on the bottom side, gets back to the gas before Corey Riptide Tessner. Maynard looking on the inside of the number 8 of Corey Tessner, but it's not able to get it. They'll battle side by side across the front straightaway here. Tessner on the inside and Throckmorton on the outside. Spec engines here inside of the Rising Stars division. They're heading across the front straightaway here out of turn 9 and 10. Tessner trying to hold off Ace Throckmorton. Maynard in the distance. This is the battle for the 5th, 6th, and 7th place position. Right now, Bobby Kyle, the 777, the old-timer from Honorsville, Georgia, leading them here late in the road course division. Well, in the road course race here in week 3 of the Rising Stars division. You may be asking yourself, what the hell is a Rising Stars division? Well, the Rising Star was created for guys who come inside of the I-85 Asphalt series that are looking to race the modifieds or the late models or whatever they have they offer full-time, but come in mid-speeds and or come in a little bit late. Look at this battle right here. Chris Knighty trying to defend the 841 of Foster Smithies. The battle for the 3rd place spot heads down into looks like going to be turn 1 at the VIR Raceway. Chris Knighty does a lot of road course racing in his time, and he'll swing a little bit wide there through turn 2. Can he get back to the gas and defend his position around the 841 of Foster Smithies? Chris Knighty's been doing this a very, very long time. He's competed in almost every big race there is to compete in on the Booty Scoot Racing, on the iRacing platform, and he'll get into the side of Foster Smithies. They'll go around. Big time contact there with Foster Smithies and Chris Knighty. Holy cow, folks. That'll allow Corey Tessner and Nicholas Maynard and everybody else to work their way back on through. Throckmorton able to get the Mazda up and moving here. Throckmorton plugs the hole there. Foster Smithies makes contact, but he's able to keep up and moving. Showtime Chase Johnson goes off track in the battle for the 2nd place position as he tries to run down the race leader, the Grease Lightning 777 Mazda of Bobby Kyle. Bobby Kyle turning some absolutely burning lap times right now. You see him get back to the gas quicker than Chase Johnson. He'll try everything possible to go to victory lane. Bobby Kyle won the race on week number 1 at the Myrtle Beach Speedway for the Legend Cars. Bobby Kyle looking for his 2nd win here in the Rising Stars division on season 1, just trying to show these young bucks how to get it down. Andrew Parnell off the racetrack, and he's crashed his Dr. Pepper number 6 Mazda. Good news is here tonight, no damage for these drivers on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Chase Johnson able to get back in the braking zone quite well in his BTX Mazda and close the gap back up to Bobby Kyle. It's less than a second off the exit of turn 16, headed down into turn 17. They'll both chase each other around this long front straightaway heading into turn 1. Chase Johnson's got some work to do late. Behind them, Foster Smithy grounds 3rd. Corey Tessner, Nicholas Maynard battle out for 4th and 5th with 12 laps to go in the Virginia is for Racer 75. Bobby Kyle crosses the line to bring it to 11 laps to go. There will be a caution flag, here in the next coming laps. Foster Smithies is off to the racetrack up in front of Corey Riptide Tessner. This will be the battle for the 3rd place spot as Maynard is now entered to the picture. He wants something to do with this battle. Look at Corey Tessner absolutely fly by Foster Smithies as Smithies is slow back to the gas, trying to get it going going. Maynard will look to the outside of the 841 Mazda of Foster Smithy down into turn 1 and 2. Foster Smithy gets back to the gas quicker than Maynard can. Maynard has to settle for the 5th place spot as Foster Smithies is back up to speed. Tessner has this number 8 Yorkshire T Mazda absolutely yawed out here at the VIR Raceway. Throckmorton, Chris Knighty round out the tail half of the field, hard down into the braking zone. Chase Johnson looking to make a move around Bobby Kyle for the race lead. The 10th is the second difference lead between these two drivers. Nobody fighting hard for third. There's about at least 100 guard half length there. Big time distance, almost 20 seconds back to third places. We've had some incidents here break these guys up. Competition caution flag will fly here in the next 2 to 3 laps for these drivers. Chase Johnson trying to make the pass around Bobby Kyle through turn 9. Corey Tessner trying to make something shake here. He's went around on lap number 1, and 4 laps later he finds himself in the 3rd place position trying to hold off Foster Smithies, Nicholas Maynard, Ace Throckmorton, and Chris Knighty as Knighty tries to make the pass around Chris Throckmorton. Throckmorton throws the block here, but how will Chris elect to race this guy down into turn 9, 10, and 11? Chris Knighty back to the gas really good there in this flamed out green and black Mazda. Who had the run? He was the first one back to the gas across the back bumper of the Mazda of Ace Throckmorton. How does Chris Knighty elect to race the number 7 in front of him? He'll right on board with the triple deuce of Chris Knighty as he works his way up through the braking zone here. It's going to be a big one. Chris Knighty's got the opportunity to grab the 6th place spot, but Throckmorton throws the block on the outside. Throckmorton trying to defend his position into the braking zone. Chris Knighty has a ton of experience underneath his belt. He'll get on the braking zone way beforehand. Ace Throckmorton, as he's seen Throckmorton struggle. Maynard's off the racetrack at the bottom of the hill. This will kill Chris Knighty's run. Chris Knighty able to get around Nicholas Maynard, though. Battle down here in the turn 1. Foster Smithies off of turn 17, he's around trying to find a spot to merge back onto traffic. He'll do so, but he'll throw up the traffic there and get around Maynard. Has the front run back here to the front. Can he get around Ace Throckmorton? Tons of battles going on here tonight at the Virginia International Raceway. Maynard on the inside of Ace Throckmorton as they head down into turn 1. It's going to be a big-time battle. Chris Knighty's trying to make something shake after Foster Smithies' big-time mistake. 3 tenths is the difference for the battle for the race lead, but we got a battle back here for what is going to be 4th place if Maynard can get around Ace Throckmorton here late. We've seen Throckmorton shove Maynard way wide coming down the hill throughout the S's. How does Maynard repay the favor? He'll undercut the number 7 on the bottom side, but Chris Knighty's there to plug the hole on the outside of the 0-2. The 0-2 has to get hard on the braking zone. Chris Knighty looking to make something shake here on the back half in this triple deuce machine. He'll run down the 0-2 of Nicholas Maynard. Throckmorton trying to hold on to position, but Maynard's all over that back bumper in that MMR Mazda. 10 laps to go in the Virginia is for racer 75. Ace Throckmorton, Maynard, Knighty battle it out here heading through the S's at the Virginia International Raceway, side by side for what is going to be the 4th place position. Throckmorton, Maynard goes wide. He's off for the racetrack. Around goes the MMR Mazda 0-2 of Nicholas Maynard. Maynard off of the course here, but he's able to keep it out of the safer barrier. No damage to the 0-2 as they head down into the hard braking zone. Throckmorton will now have to defend his position of Foster Smithies as Foster Smithy gets around Chris Knighty somewhere heading down into turn 9 and 10. Foster Smithies all over the back bumper of his teammate Throckmorton. Throckmorton left, right, and then there goes Foster Smithies. Gets blocked by the number 7 once more. These guys not giving an inch here tonight at the VIR Raceway. Chase Johnson has migrated his way down the S's and gotten around Bobby Kyle for the race lead. Caution flag should fly on this next time around. Chase Johnson has the race lead here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Corey Tessner off of the racetrack from the 3rd place position. This is going to bring Foster Smithies down the hill. He'll have an opportunity to run down Corey Tessner before the caution flag here late. Maynard off of the racetrack. He's heading down into turn 16 and heading down into turn 17 here soon. Caution flag will fly here soon. Bobby Kyle, Chase Johnson battling it out here for the Virginia is for racer 75 on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. The Grease Lightning 777 of Bobby Kyle has been bad fast all night long. He's led 6 laps up to this point. Chase Johnson gets around him late there into the hard braking zone. Bobby Kyle maybe looks like he locked up the right front tire or something beyond those points. He's heading down this long braking zone. The Grease Lightning 777 will have his way through the S's with Chase Johnson. Is Chase Johnson going to be able to defend it in this white and blue Mazda BTX machine up in front of him? 9 laps to go here at VIR, racing the full course here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, these Rising Stars division changing from week to week. The battle for the race lead. Chase Johnson's off course. That'll bring Bobby Kyle for an opportunity through the braking zone, side by side to the 2 Mazdas. The Grease Lightning 777 of Bobby Kyle, winner at the Myrtle Beach Speedway. Door bang through turn 11. Bobby Kyle gets back to the gas with Chase Johnson. This is the battle for the race lead to the competition caution flag. Up and around the corner before you know it, folks. Nobody sparing each other an inch in either battle for the race lead, where it's 31 seconds difference to the 3rd place position. How does Chase Johnson elect to race the old-timer Bobby Kyle? These 2 guys been racing with each other for a long time here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Bobby Kyle, we don't call him an old-timer for nothing, a veteran here inside of the I-85 Asphalt Series. Hard on the braking zone, he'll be able to defend the BTX number 5 Mazda of Chase Johnson. They'll head down the hill, and looks like we'll get the competition caution flag here, ladies and gentlemen. So Bobby Kyle will win the first stage here tonight at the VIR Raceway. Peter the Pace car is ready to head off of the pitway, and Bobby Kyle is making his way down on the pit lane. No, Bobby, pit lane's not open yet. Chase Johnson's going to follow. That's going to lead to a black flag for these 2 drivers. Competition caution flag is out, though. Corey Tessner, Foster Smithies, Chris Knighty, Ace Throckmorton, and then Nicholas Maynard, how they will round out. Unfortunately, with the black flag that's going to be given there for coming down onto pit lane, Corey Tessner should redeem the race lead here after Bobby Kyle. Chase Johnson elect to come down on the pit lane a lap too early, and it'll cost them. So pace car is out on the racetrack, and we got Peter souped up in a Porsche this week. We'll be back here in just a moment in the Virginia is for Racer 75 live here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Peter heads his way down into turn 3 and 4. The rest of the field will catch him. We'll be back here in just a moment. Welcome back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, racing at the Virginia International Raceway for the I-85 Asphalt Series Rising Stars Division. This is the week number 3 sports car week, and we have chosen to let the field choose what cars they wanted to race. They all chose the Mazda Global MX-5s, and we are underneath our competition caution flag here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. This will give each and every single driver the opportunity to go down on the pit lane and pit their Mazdas for an opportunity at some brand new tires, some fuel inside of the race cars, because we do know that there was not enough fuel to make it to the end. We still got 7 of the Mazdas in the field shaking it out right now. Pit lane will be open this time around behind Peter the Pace car. Chase Johnson and Bobby Kyle come down on the pit lane a lap too early before catching the pace car. It's going to cost them a black flag. Chase Johnson to go to the tail end of the field, and so will the Grease Lightning 777 Mazda of Bobby Kyle. That'll leave Corey Tessner the opportunity to come on and off of pit lane, the race leader, if his crew can get him a very nice stop. Foster Smithies, Chris Knighty, 2nd and 3rd, followed by what will be Ace Throckmorton and Nicholas Maynard, then Bobby Kyle and Chase Johnson. Pit lane will be open here at the bottom of turn 16 and out of turn 17. How do these drivers elect to do it? Foster Smithies needs to close the gap up down the S's here. Looks like he'll do just that, ladies and gentlemen. You are watching the Virginia is for Racer 75 here at the VIR Raceway. Competition caution flag is in the air here on lap number 8 of 15. We will re-rack them, folks, and bring you back green here fast as we can. But yellow flag pit stops will be on our way, led by Corey Tessner, Foster Smithies, Chris Knighty will bring down this triple deuce Mazda, as well as a couple more folks in Ace Throckmorton and Nicholas Maynard. We'll see how these guys elect to do it here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Chris Knighty will come down into his pit box. Corey Tessner looking to find his pit box. Andrew Parnell already down on the pit lane. Ace Throckmorton looking to make something shake as well. Several guys getting, looks like, going to be 4 fresh tires here for their Mazda. Maynard's guys are going to do 4 fresh tire. Corey Tessner, Foster Smithies, Ace Throckmorton, everybody's going to do 4 tires, so no 2-tire stops here. Will 4 tires be the different call here tonight? We've seen Chase Johnson, Bobby Kyle go down pit lane just a tad bit early, and them going down on the pit lane early definitely it's going to cost them, because they gave them the black flag, but they'll have the same amount of fresh tires as everybody else. So it'll be 4 fresh tires and fuel for pretty much every driver in the field coming off of pit lane here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. It'll be Bobby Kyle, Chase Johnson going to the tail end of the field for their black flag, entering pit lane when it was closed. That'll leave Foster Smithy speeding on pit lane. He'll have to go to the tail end of the field. You'll see him go backwards here as he stops on the pace. Chris Knighty will come up here with Corey Tessner and Nicholas Maynard. They work their way around the lap traffic here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We'll be back in just a moment. We'll have the green flag right around the corner. Stay with us. Here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, underneath the commercial break and the caution flag here for the competition caution tonight at the Virginia International Raceway here in Almond, Virginia. These guys are re-ranked, reloaded, got brand new tires, brand new fuel in these race cars, ready to go racing for what should be about a 5-lap shootout to the end. It's going to be Corey Tessner, Nicholas Maynard on the front row here on the restart when we head back to the green flag, which we are hearing is going to be this time around. Peter the pace car has the lights off on top of the race car. Maynard will restart in the 2nd place position, and Corey Tessner will start in what is going to be the 1st place position. He'll be in charge of the firing through the restart zone. Chris Knighty's guys give him a great pit stop there from B-Town, Indiana. He'll restart from what is going to be the 3rd place position. Throckmorton will grab 4th, Bobby Kyle 5th, Chase Johnson 6th, Foster Smithy speeding off pit lane. He'll go to the tail end of the field. Green flag will be back in the air here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel for the global Mazda X-5 as they head through turn 17 to head towards the restart zone. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready to go back racing here tonight in Virginia? For the Virginia is for Racers 75. Side by side through the restart zone. Green flag back in the air here at the VIR Raceway for the Mazdas for the I-85 Asphalt Series Rising Stars Division. Corey Tessner steps on the gas, fires back through it. Green flag back in the air here in Virginia. Corey Tessner leads the group down into the hard braking zone here tonight at VIR. Everybody hard down on the brake. 3 wide on the bottom side. Bobby Kyle trying to make something shake. Get this 777 Grease Lightning Mazda back to the front. But it's Corey Tessner leading them out front with Chris Knighty in 2nd. Maynard in 3rd. Chase Johnson looking to the inside of the Mazda of Nicholas Maynard. Maynard gets swung wide here as Bobby Kyle has a quarter panel or so, and Foster Smithies looks to plug the hole, but Bobby Kyle will shut the air down on the bottom. Maynard swings wide, allows Bobby Kyle through. Foster Smithies runs wide off the racetrack right there, trying to get a little bit too much through the Bottom half of turn 5, heading through the S's and 6. Ladies and gentlemen, Corey Tester, Chris Knighty, Chase Johnson, Bobby Kyle, Nicholas Maynard round out the top 5 here tonight at the VIR Raceway. Nobody's going to spare an inch here. 6-lap shootout to win it here in the Week 3 Sports Car Edition of the Rising Stars Division. Bobby Kyle, Nicholas Maynard trying to chase down Chase Johnson, no pun intended. Chris Knighty swings a little bit wide through the chicane area, but he's got the right rear quarter panel. Corey Tester through the hard braking zone. Chris Knighty thinks better of it, though. He'll try to get a little bit more exit speed off the exit of turn 9 and 10 to get back to the back bumper of Corey Riptide Tester. Doesn't appear that he was able to get the run that he was anticipating back to the back bumper of the race leader in Tessner. But Johnson, Bobby Kyle was the two fastest cars earlier in the first portion part here tonight. Ran off to about a 30-second lead across the rest of the field. Now it's going to be different. Got two more drivers out front. Chris Knighty's all over the back bumper of Corey Riptide Tessner. The battle for the race lead here with 6 laps to go. Heading through the hard braking zone, Tessner locks up his right front tire. Chris Knighty gets a little bit wide right there, but he's got the braking zone executed well. Off the racetrack at the top of the hill goes Ace Throckmorton once more in his global Mazda MX-5. Heading down the bottom of the hill through turn 17. Battle for the race lead. Chris Knighty once more off the exit. Chris Knighty doing this sports kart stuff on a weekly basis. He's competed in every single iRacing official big race there is to offer. The Nürburgring, the Spa 24-hour, you name it. He has been there, done that. The Mazdas aren't nothing new to Chris Knighty. He'll look to try to work around Corey Tester for the race lead here into the braking zone in turn 1. He's got this big time though, but Tessner swings wide with a good apex off of turn 1. He's able to defend his position back to Chris Knighty. Bobby Kyle trying to hold off Chase Johnson behind him because they know that they may be just a little bit quicker through these braking zones than the guys in front of them. How do they elect to run each other with 5 laps to go here, VIR? Bobby Kyle, you see his braking lights come on. Pretty much everybody else rolling through this braking zone right here. Bobby Kyle doing something a little bit differently. Maynard trying to get back around Foster Smithies here in this number 841 Mazda. Maynard all over the back bumper. Throckmorton trying to make something shake. Battle for the race lead. 5 laps to go here in week number 3 of the Rising Stars Division. Tessner, Knighty, Bobby Kyle, Chase Johnson battle it out here. Corey Tessner is yet to win a race here inside of the Asphalt Series Rising Stars Division. He's a little bit wide off the corner, off the top of the hill, almost airborne in that number 8 machine, and he's hard onto the braking zone. This is going to get him big time loose. He needs to hold on to it. He gets hard on the brakes there, and that allows Chris Knighty to get back to the gas, though. But Bobby Kyle, who looks like he was a little bit one overstepping there. Chase Johnson gets a little bit swervy as well, but a little bit right rear takeoff will help him to the back bumper of the 777 of Bobby Kyle. 5 laps to go. The rest of the field heads down the same exact hill that the rest of the group comes. They're 3 in a row. We're going to be in a hard braking zone here in just a moment. Chris Knighty wants the race lead here from Corey Riptide Tessner, but Bobby Kyle ships it up to the top of the hill through the braking zone. Chris Knighty gets tagged. Chris Knighty gets tagged. That sends Chase Johnson out on the bottom side of the hill. Chris Knighty implicates the braking zone early, trying to make something shake. Gets loose, wheel hops through turn 16, down through turn 17. Chase Johnson monster jamming his thing off of turn 17. Chase Johnson's going to bring it down onto pit lane and call it a night in that STX number 5 machine. And I mean, just a huge contact right there. Chris Knighty locks up the right front tire. He got on the brake earlier than everybody else. Bobby Kyle, Chase Johnson shoved the hole that was very, very minimum in space, and it looked like it cost Chase Johnson big time as Chris Knighty goes sideways, gets it to the back bumper, sends him down the hill. Maynard gets around, trying to hold off Throckmorton. Now Chris Knighty's in a tough battle for his position with 4 laps to go on the inside of the 841 of Foster Smithies. Corey Tessner loses the race lead there to Bobby Kyle now with 4 laps to go. Bobby Kyle has redeemed the race lead, the old-timer from Honorsville, Georgia, trying to make something shake in the Grease Lightning Mazda late here at the VIR Raceway. Ladies and gentlemen, about 12 miles left, about 16 miles, left to go here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel for Week 3 of the Sports Car Division. Bobby Kyle trying to hold on to grab his second win of the season here in the Rising Stars Division. He won the first race in the Legend Cars at the Myrtle Beach Speedway. Right now, though, he's trying to hold off a hard-charging Corey Tessner off of turn 10 and 11. Trying to hold his position behind him. Whoa, big time loose goes Maynard, but he's able to hold on to it. This blue and yellow Mazda's moved up to the 4th place position, trying to hold off the guys in front of him. Chris Knighty is going backwards there after the contact with Chase Johnson. Ace Throckmorton trying to get his Mazda to get around Nicholas Maynard here, and 4 laps to go. He's got plenty of time to do it. Tessner ships it wide into the corner, overshoots the race lead. Bobby Kyle keeps it on the racetrack. That'll cost Tessner its 1st place position after redeeming the race lead back over Bobby Kyle. And all Bobby Kyle needs to do is keep it smooth through turn 17, and he'll pull away with a race lead over Corey Tessner. Here comes Foster Smithies. Nicholas Maynard ships it big time wide. Tokyo Drift for the MMR Mazda of Nicholas Maynard. What a save from that 0-2 machine. Tire wear could be coming into an effect here, starting to get temperature into them. These guys are going to push, and false grip could be the narrative. When you get down into the braking zone, think you maybe have more grip than you can. Look at Corey Tessner, Chris Knighty, hard on the braking zone for a position around Throckmorton, but Throckmorton wants it back out of turn 5. But Chris Knighty gets back to the gas here through turn 6. How does he able to elect it? He'll swing wide, try to grab the apex once it's spun out in front of him. It's Foster Smithies in the Triple S Throckmorton racing 841 Mazda. He'll come back onto the racetrack right in front of Maynard. Maynard gets big time loose, but he's able to hold on to his 0-2 Mazda. Foster Smithies, 3 laps to go, goes off the racetrack, merges right back into traffic. Maynard almost goes around. Battle for the race lead has dissipated as well. It's Bobby Kyle, long gone, about 3 seconds away from Corey Tessner. He'll head down the hill looking for an opportunity to go back to victory lane. Tessner's big time wide. Chris Knighty moves up to the 3rd place position. Bobby Kyle through the hard braking zone through 9 and 10. That's a swing wide right here and make something shake to head down this back straightaway. 3 laps to go. The old timer Bobby Kyle trying to grab a sports car win here in the I-85 Asphalt Division. Maynard's off track in the MMR Mazda here on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. We'll back that ass up, take a look and see what happened to Maynard as he came off the hill there, battling door to door with Foster Smithies. Maynard just gets shoved wide there and doesn't lift, and back into the left rear of Foster Smithies. Around goes Nicholas Maynard here on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. Was able to get it going way up ahead, Bobby Kyle, and looks like the rest of these guys. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm not entirely sure how that even began to happen, but we'll jump back up here to Bobby Kyle on the main broadcast cam heading through looks like turn 16, heading through 17 now. Corey Tessner trying to close the distance up. He's got it back down to 2.7 seconds. Chris Knighty, one of the more better sports car racers behind Bobby Kyle in tonight's division, still left here, moves up to the 3rd place position. Foster Smithies trying to close up that gap as much as possible. Here comes Nicholas Maynard in the MMR Mazda. 3 laps to go as Bobby Kyle will head across the line. 2 laps remain here at VIR for the Grease Lightning 777 Mazda of Bobby Kyle. Here at VIR Raceway, he'll need to keep it all together for an opportunity to go back to victory lane. White flag will be out next time around. Bobby Kyle will be the race leader here tonight, trying to hold on to this victory here late at the VIR Raceway. Does he have enough? Throckmorton trying to close up the back bumper in the battle for 3rd with Chris Knighty. Corey Tessner got about a 14-car gap lead over 3rd of Chris Knighty for 2nd. Bobby Kyle selling away with it here by 7.7 seconds on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. 2 laps to go. Throckmorton starting to get a little bit antsy in this number 7 Mazda. That allows Chris Knighty to keep his momentum through the S's running quite well as Corey Tessner works his way, trying to run down Bobby Kyle in the far distance. And you might see him out the windshield here in sports car racing, but it feels like it's so far away. These drivers needing to be perfect here in the closing laps. Corey Tessner trying everything. He's slowly cutting into the zones of the braking zones to Bobby Kyle, but Bobby Kyle is just way on the straightaway as Corey Tessner has to get back down on the gas to the braking zone. That just kills time. Now Bobby Kyle pulls away to about an 8-second lead. He'll lose time to Corey Tessner off that straightaway. Chris Knighty trying to defend his position against Throckmorton. Maynard trying to hold on to this 02 MMR Mazda here late on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, heading down into the hard braking zone of turn 10 and 11. He's had some trouble here late. Chris Knighty been patient here. It's moved him up into the third place position. White flag is in the air, presented to you by AFLglobal.com. For Bobby Kyle and the 777 Grease Lightning Monster here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, looking to grab his second win of the Rising Stars division. This time in week 3, it'll be 2 of the first 3 races. SDK Gaming on board this week for the sports car division. Grease Lightning's 777 of Bobby Kyle works down into turn 1 and 2. Corey Tessner now moves up into turn 1 and 2 in second. He's cut it down to about 6.9 seconds, the race lead. It is not over yet. Bobby Kyle is one mistake away from going home a loser here tonight after grabbing the race lead, after having a black flag for pitting too soon. Corey Tessner needs to be patient and perfect here in the closing corners of the VIR 75. The Virginia is for racers 75 at that. You see the spotter guide out there making sure that each and every single one of these drivers stay on the track limits provided to them heading through turn 6. Bobby Kyle trying to go to victory lane again here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, this time in a sports car. He said, if you put us out here on a road course in some kind of sports car, Bobby Kyle advocated for a GT3 car here tonight. But he said you could put us in anything. Bobby Kyle, the fastest in practice here, trying to hold on. He's got a ton of room to spare to Corey Tessner, who heads down into turn 8 and 9, 10, whatever it is. This Mobile 1 Monster sideways. Corey Tessner has it all kinds of yawed out, trying to hold on to it. But Bobby Kyle heading through the top of the zone, getting ready to head down into turn 15 and into turn 16 and head off of turn 17 for tonight's checkered flag. Down to third gear, down to second gear, maybe in the first gear. Bobby Kyle through the final corners here tonight. Corey Tessner at the top of the hill in second, trying to make something shake for second place, but it's Bobby Kyle heading off the exit of turn 17 to try to make something shake here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Corey Tessner, big time loose, he's off of the racetrack, but it's Bobby Kyle coming across the line. He'll win tonight here at the Virginia International Raceway. Tessner sideways for the second place position. Here comes Chris Knighty. A mistake late for Corey Tessner will cost him. Chris Knighty will snag second on the last corner here at VIR. Chris Knighty grabs second. Corey Tessner will grab third. He'll go around one more time on the front straightaway and take out the cone. Foster Smithies will go around off the front bumper of Ace Throckmorton. That was the battle for 4th and 5th, but it's Bobby Kyle going to victory lane here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel as Nicholas Maynard heads across the line. He'll finish in the 6th place position. So when it's all said and done with here tonight at the VIR Raceway, it's Bobby Kyle going to victory lane for the second time in the Rising Stars division, showing the Young Bucks how it's done. Ladies and gentlemen, we will pull up the qualifying results here tonight. Bobby Kyle wins it here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. An excellent race provided to you. Chris Knighty brings home the second place position, followed by Corey Tessner in the third place spot. Foster Smithies will bring home the 4th place position, with Throckmorton snagging 5th. Nicholas Maynard will bring home the 6th place position as Chase Johnson goes off the track early. He'll bring home the 7th place position, and Andrew Parnell will snag the final spot here tonight in the Rising Stars Division's race here at the VIR Raceway. That's the Virginia International Raceway at that full course version with an absolute banger. And it's Bobby Kyle leading and absolutely tearing 9 laps here tonight to go to victory lane for BKM Racing. Hits second on the season here in the Rising Stars division. Bobby Kyle wins it. We'll see you 2 weeks from now, folks, where the Rising Stars divisions will take these street stocks to the Charlotte Motor Speedway. It's going to be one hell of a show after that, folks. Before that, though, I should say, we will see you on what is going to be Monday and Tuesday night for the I-85 Asphalt Series Wheeling Modified and Late Model Stock Division, race number 8 of the Dash for Cash. We're slowly counting down the clock to the payouts. We'll see you we'll see you on Monday and Tuesday night, as well as Friday and Saturday for the Madness Racing League, as they have their Truck Series race at Myrtle Beach and their O'Reilly race coming up as well at the Richmond Raceway. You're not going to want to miss a thing right here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We'll see you then.